Welcome back to another episode of The Perspective. I am your host, Brooklyn 80s. Excuse me. Back with another good episode for you guys today. Today we're gonna get into the games a little bit. We're gonna talk about some of the things that I've witnessed or I've noticed. Maybe that could turn the Chicago Sky season around. And then we also gonna get into Joy Taylor's take on Caitlin Clark, and then we're gonna get into Dave Portnoy's response to Joy Taylor. What's going on, Faz? What's going on, Reddit? Faz says, I was just about to go to bed. Reddit says, hey, Brooklyn in chat. But yeah, before I get into all that though, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to all my day one subscribers. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting me. I just put out a new series. I did an impromptu because this wasn't planned. I did an impromptu 7-hour live. And the live was just really to talk about, the games and what happened in basketball that current week. And it ended up being a really, really, really good Chicago Sky Angel Reese conversation for 7 hours. 7 hours. So I broke it up and I put out the series so people could watch it. And it's doing really well. So I want to say I appreciate everybody who's been watching that and commenting and giving me any feedback with that. If you watch the 7-hour conversation, or the clips, I should say, if you watch the clips or the 30-minute episodes I put out of the 7-hour conversation, make sure you write me in the comments and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of that conversation. With that said, though, let's get into it. Before we get into the games, I want to get a little bit into this conversation or Joy's point or Joy's thoughts. Let me pause the music. She's actually going to speak. I want y'all to hear her clearly. And then we're going to get into Dave Portnoy's response. So let's turn that up. Hopefully y'all can hear this. Let me know if y'all can hear this, because sometimes when I cue these things. Can y'all hear that? If you can hear that, let me know. If you can't hear it, let me know. Can y'all hear it? Oh, I'm bugging. I didn't share the video.
This whole thing where like Caitlin's better than Angel and blah blah blah. The Magic Johnson, Larry Bird.
Can y'all hear this video?
For the WNBA.
Like, I didn't put it on the screen. I didn't realize
I'm
that.
a storyteller. I think
still can't hear it.
Are so fucking important. I think you need villains. I think you need heroes. You need shit to sell. You got to sell a fight. Like brand all of this. And it upset white men to watch this strong, winning, unapologetic black woman be in there. The Magic Johnson, Larry Bird moment for the WNBA. Like, this is great. I'm a storyteller. I think storylines are so fucking important. I think you need villains. I think you need heroes. You need shit to sell. You got to sell a fight. Like, brand all of this. And it upset white men to watch this strong, winning, unapologetic black woman be in their, it being Caitlin's face.
In their savior's face.
Yeah. And they still cling to it. And it's now like spun to this whole thing where like Caitlin's better than Angel and blah, blah, blah. I just said we would not be talking about Caitlin Clark the way that we do if it wasn't for that moment with Angel Reese.
I'm going to pause it right there because I'm not sure if I could play this without being demonetized. So I'm going to just pause it right there. I think I pretty much got the gist of what she was saying. And then I even got an article I could read. Let's close that up. And then let's come over here. Is that it? Let's see. I think this is it. That's the wrong one. Okay. This is it. There we go. Let me put that on the screen for you guys. So the title of the article says Joy Teller asserts Caitlin Clark's stardom degree is owed to Angel Reese. So it says, it's fascinating to think about what the landscape of women basketball would look like right now. Chicago Sky superstar Angel Reese hadn't taunted Indiana Fever's icon Caitlin Clark in the waning moments of the 2023 NCAA National Championship game, when Reese was playing at LSU and Clark was playing with the Iowa Hawkeyes, by waving her hand in Clark's face and pointing at her ring finger. Not only did this moment go supremely viral, but it also skyrocketed both Clark and Reese stardom to an unprecedented degree, which both have continued to build upon through this point in their respective WNBA careers. While there's no doubt that both players would still be WNBA standouts if this taunt hadn't happened, and Clark's popularity speaks for itself, there seem to be some conflicting opinions about how big of a star Caitlin Clark would be right now if Reese hadn't made this fateful move. Fox Sports analyst and American sports media personality Joy Teller offered her own assessment of this during a recent appearance on a Joe Budden podcast. The Clark versus Reese rivalry has now spun into this thing where, like, Clark is better than Angel and blah 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 blah. I just said that we would not be talking about Caitlin Clark the way we do if it wasn't for the moment with Angel Reese, Joy Teller said. And I will die on this hill. I will die on this hill. I agree with her. And the reason why I agree with her is you got to listen to words. She didn't say we wouldn't be talking about Caitlin Clark at all, right? She said we wouldn't be talking about Caitlin Clark this way, because you got to realize, right? Let's assume that the championship game never happened, or it never happened that way. Let's assume it was a different outcome. Let's assume Caitlin Clark was running through everybody and beating everybody, right? It was no resistance for Caitlin Clark, right, in college. Then let's assume she comes to the league and she's dominating the league. The league would be boring. People will talk about Caitlin Clark and they would say, hey, you know, this girl is shooting logo threes and, you know, she's dominating, nobody can stand a chance. That's what they would say. That'd be the narrative, but it wouldn't be anything to watch. You would get what I'm saying? The fact that Angel Reese and South Carolina beat Caitlin Clark, it created a narrative. It gave her something to live up to. You get what I'm saying? Same thing in the WNBA. Right now, the journey of Caitlin Clark is fun to watch because we get to watch her, you know, try to ascend to the top of the league, you know. Will she do it? Will she not do it? Will she win a championship? When will she win a championship? That's what makes it fun to watch. You get what I'm saying? And on top of that, the highest, you know, Caitlin Clark get a lot of ratings, but her highest rated games is when she play against Angel Reese. That you know, that speaks for itself, right? That tells you what it is right there. Let me see if there's more. Okay, this is what we just watched. I don't really got to read that. I don't know what this is. While many will likely disagree with Taylor's sentiment, there's no question that Reese and Clark have each help the other's career when it comes to global recognition. That's a fact, you know. Whoever this writer is, I'm gonna get this writer some credit because it sounds like, you know, most of these writers be biased. Grant Young from Sports Illustrated. Grant Young sound like he was pretty neutral. That was good reporting because a lot of these reporters are biased, very one-sided. So, but I agree with Joy Teller on this. I don't think she said anything wrong. She basically just said, you know, to narrow it down in a nutshell, that Angel Reese doing what she did created a storyline, and not only did it create a storyline, it upset a lot of white men and Caitlin Clark fans, right? Because they didn't want to see this black unapologetic girl celebrate like this for their white hero. You get what I'm saying? So I agree with her 1000%, and I feel like it ignited a flame. It ignited a flame for both of their careers, right? Angel Reese life changed, Caitlin Clark life changed. But let's face it, at that point in time, Angel Reese was the more popular player than Caitlin Clark. Even today, Caitlin Clark gets more ratings, but Angel Reese is the more popular worldwide player outside of basketball. Angel Reese is the more popular player, right? So let's keep that in mind. So that sounds like a fair take to me. Regardless if you agree with it or disagree with it, it's cool. You can have your opinion. You get what I'm saying? But the take sounds fair. It don't sound out of bounds. It sounds intelligent. It sounds well thought out. Not only does it sound well thought out, this is a woman who, this is what she do. This is her career. Let's be clear, right? She works in television. This is her career. But this is also the problem I have, right? Because now, when it comes to the response, this is how Dave Portnoy decided to respond to Joy Teller. Very disrespectful, right? This is very disrespectful to a professional who does this, right? Another black woman. Do we already know Dave Portnoy disrespect Angel Reese every chance he get? Now he's disrespecting Joy Teller, and it looks like he just feels comfortable disrespecting people. I don't know. I seen he had Kyrie Irving with a looking like a clown, wearing it on his shirt. Dave Portnoy is out of line. You know, I don't like his personality. He strike me as the problem. He strike me as one of those racist fans, right? Because before I get into that, let me read what he said. As y'all can see on the screen, referring to Joy Teller, he says, the dumbest, most ridiculous rant of all time. Now it's funny because we just heard her talking. She wasn't ranting. She didn't rant at all. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, give me 1 second. Get that out there. All right, there we go. She didn't rant at all. She was making a point. It was very clear. It was very well thought out, well spoken. But he calls it a rant. Okay. Nobody outside hardcore WNBA fans and LSU fans would know who Angel Reese was. Another lie, right? We already see how many people on YouTube that's not into basketball, that's never been to LSU, is fans of Angel Reese. A lot of the girls who do makeup tutorials and stuff like that is fans of Angel Reese, right? She got her own podcast. She has the most followers. She got more followers than the WNBA has in total. But only WNBA and LSU people know her, right? I'm from Brooklyn. Mind you, I started watching the game because of Angel Reese. Let's be clear. But just get back to what he, to his point. Who Angel was, it weren't for her. I guess he mean it weren't for her writing. Oh, don't understand that sentence. Let me start over. Nobody outside of hardcore WNBA fans and LSU fans would know who Angel was. It weren't for her. I guess he mean if it weren't. Oh, okay, if it. That's what he left that. He left that out. If it weren't for her riding Caitlin's coattail, it's made her a fortune. So kudos to her. But this is the dumbest take I ever heard. Disrespectful. First of all, BS, right? It's a lie, right? Because Angel Reese was more popular than Caitlyn, so why would she have to ride Caitlin's coattail? That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. That's number one. My second point, though, is this shows that people, and I'm assuming even Dave, right? Because Dave comes off as a WNBA or women's basketball fan, but he must not have been watching, because if you was watching, you will understand that Angel Reese mimicked Caitlin Clark. That was Caitlin Clark's move. She just did a few games ago, right? When she played Haley Van Lith. She played Haley Van Lith team, and she did this, right? And her explanation is she did it to her trainer or whatever, but whatever, who cares? The media caught her doing this, running around. So now Angel does it back. This is Caitlin Clark's move. And then everybody lose their mind. Dave loses his mind, and all of a sudden Angel is riding the coattail. I'm just here to tell the truth, people. I'm not in the media, right? Even though I do content and I create content, I'm not in the media, so I'm not here to like give you narratives. I'm here to tell you the truth. Let the media give you narratives, right? Let the people who get paid to give you narratives give you narratives. I'm here to tell you the truth. The truth of the matter is Angel Reese was more popular than Caitlin Clark then. She's more popular than Caitlin Clark now, right? Caitlin Clark might be more loved. I give her that. She's more loved than Angel Reese, but Angel Reese is way bigger. She's way more popular. There's no reason for Angel Reese to ride anybody's coattail. Angel Reese is the coattail. You understand what I'm saying? And the second thing is, like I said, Angel Reese was mimicking Caitlyn. So for all of the people who was mad at Angel Reese, they was really mad at Caitlyn. They didn't even know it because they don't watch the game. They thought Angel Reese was showboating. They thought, hey, look how could she? They was like, Caitlyn wins so look at her. She wins and loses so graceful. Right? That's what they was thinking. How could Angel? Not the Caitlyn who win and lose so great. Didn't know Angel was mimicking Caitlyn. So all those people who was mad at Angel, that's still mad at Angel, are mad at Caitlyn. You get what I'm saying? But they don't even know. Why? Because they don't watch the game. If they watched the game, they would know that. They would have been like, cool, salute. We see, because that's what people do. When they notice what you did, oh, I see what you did there. Salute. That's what they would have did. But instead, they hated Angel for no reason, and now they got to hold on to the hate. They just got to hold on to it because they ain't realize they put their foot in their mouth. They can't admit, yo, we don't like when Caitlyn do that. We don't like when Caitlyn do that. Or it's either they don't like when Caitlyn do it, or it's cool when Caitlyn do it. It's a problem when Angel do it. Or it's that, right? And we already know what it is. Caitlyn could do no wrong. Caitlyn could go showboat, right? She could lose gracefully. Whatever she want to do is going to be fine. Nobody's going to criticize her. When Angel do something, it's a problem. So that's really the problem. They just ain't like the fact that Angel did it. It ain't like the fact that who Angel did it to. So Dave Portnoy is a cornball because he's always disrespecting women. I don't understand men that get off on disrespecting women. I put out an Angel Reese video, a positive video, and I get weirdos in my comments. Weirdo men that want to disrespect a woman. That's crazy to me. Think about how that makes you look as a man. Dave Portnoy, any chance he get, he can't wait to tear Angel down. Now he want to tear Joy down. How many women you want to tear down, Dave? I seen the little lawsuit that you was dealing with. I ain't gonna say the woman's name, but you had to go back and apologize. How many women you trying to tear down, Dave? Come on, man. You even had to get called. The best thing that happened to Barstools was $1 million worth of game, man. They even had to call you out. Gilly and Wallow had to call you out because you was out of line. But anyway, so that's my assessment on that, man. That's my assessment on that. We're gonna get into some of the games that happened. I'm gonna get to y'all comments too. I see y'all commenting. We're gonna get into some of the games that happened. We're gonna talk about the games that happened yesterday, and the games that's happening tomorrow. Like I said, if you just pulled up, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the page if you ain't subscribed. Let me get to some of y'all comments real quick before I move on to the next topic. Actually, I'm gonna drop the link. I see my brother Mo3. Invite. Copy. Oh yeah, you already know Real Money. Listen, I don't do the BS, but I didn't like. I saw what I saw. I said I gotta address this. You know, I don't do the BS. My brother Faz says Joy Teller is completely right. Now that's a fact. She ain't say nothing wrong. Mo3, what up, my brother? Faz says it's also has the first lady talking about it. Oh, word. Angel Reese made CC extremely relevant. See, now I won't say that. This is what I will say, because I'm not here to create narratives on no end. I'm just here to tell you the truth. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese was both famous in college, and they was both gaining fame. Angel Reese was the most famous person in college, hands down. No, like let's be clear. But CC had her own fame in her own right. She just wasn't as big as Angel. Now, CC fame jumped in between, and it's a video. I have a video on my page that says this. Y'all could go find it. Right? There's a video on my page breaking this down. I forget the name, I forget the title off the top of my head, but it's on my page and it's breaking down how Caitlin Clark got famous. But anyway, in between beating South Carolina, which was a predominantly black team, mind you, and just before she played Angel Reese, LSU, a lot of people tuned in because they thought she was going to win a championship, and they assumed LSU was going to lose the same way South Carolina lost. So everybody was watching, and everybody tuned in. People who never watched WNBA basketball, people who never watched any women's college basketball. This was one of the most viewed games. And in that game, Angel Reese won and celebrated. And it pissed everybody off who thought it was going to go the other way. So they both was famous, but this game catapulted both of them into a different type of fame. Both of them. Let's be clear. Anyway, let me get back to these comments. Faz says, Paige is who we all should be talking about for real. She was always the number one. Facts, Brooklyn. Mo3 says, Mo3, you with me?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I'll be with you 1 second, Mo3. Wody Max says, salute, BK. Vonton says, facts, you already know. Wody Max says, YouTube is opinion-based journalism. When you say the big networks do narrative, it's their opinions on the facts given. They might be given a half. No. Their job is to create narratives. That's again, everything is about money. Everything is about an algorithm. The same way, when we do this YouTube, we got to create clever titles and clever thumbnails. Their job is to create storylines and narratives. If there's no storyline or narrative, they can't talk about it. Joy just said that on the same thing I showed you. I just didn't play the whole thing. New guy, aka Mo3 says, not only was Angel more popular, but NIL money and it she made the most money. That's a fact. Most NIL money. Real Money says, thank you for talking about the games. You already know. We're not here for the drama. Real Money says, wait, what happened? What happened was, I'm gonna make it short. Joy Teller was on the Joe Budden's podcast, and she spoke about the Angel Reese Caitlin Clark rivalry, and how she spoke about how both of them got famous. So she was saying that Angel Reese, because Angel Reese is, at that time was the bigger draw, the bigger star. Not the most talented, right? If you want to say the better player was Caitlin, but she's saying Angel Reese was the biggest star. That game, that storyline of that game, when Angel Reese playing the villain, right, and Caitlin Clark being the hero, that storyline created a narrative and a story for women's basketball to now become mainstream or more popular for people to watch. Now people are talking about it on mainstream sports networks. Now fans is tuned in. Now it's a conversation. She's saying that game started it, and that game helped. She's saying that she ain't say Angel Reese created Caitlin Clark, but she's saying that game helped Caitlin Clark become the star that she is today, and that's a fact. That's a fact, right? So that's what happened. And then Dave Portnoy chimed in, of course, right, because he can't ever give Angel Reese no credit for nothing, and just totally disrespected. He could have had his own opinion. It's cool, but he ain't have to call her opinion dumb and say she ranting. I just played the clip. She was calm. She was calm as, as the other side of the pillow. So I just don't appreciate Dave Portnoy's disrespect. That's what I wanted to say too. So I'm gonna touch on that before I move on, because I didn't finish my thought. Dave Portnoy to me come off as one of those racist fans, right? Because I laid it out yesterday on my podcast. Or not yesterday. Was it the last time I was live? I should say that. I laid it out one of the last times I was live about how the rivalry started. You was there, Real Money. And I said it didn't start from them on the court. It ain't start from the basketball side of things. It started from racist fans creating one of those fake narratives, right? It started from racist fans creating a fake narrative, making Angel Reese a villain, making Caitlin Clark a hero in that game simply because Angel Reese celebrated. So now they want to see Angel Reese lose. That's where the narrative came from. It ain't come from basketball. Oh, Angel Reese having a big game. Caitlin Clark having a big game. What did Angel Reese do? What did Caitlin? It ain't come from that. It ain't even come from Angel saying I'm better than Caitlin or I do this better. It ain't come from none of that. The racist fans created that narrative, and it still holds true today. That's why you can't post a video without one of them commenting saying something negative about Angel. So if you want to get rid of the narrative, I'm going to say it again, people. I said it before. If you want to get rid of the narrative, you got to get rid of the racist fans. Not CC fans, because all CC fans ain't racist. Not white people, because all white people ain't racist. Right? And there's a lot of black people that's pushing that narrative too. So you already know all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So it's a specific group of people, and we know who they are because they always got something negative to say, right? They're not here for the basketball. Those of us that's CC fans, as Angel fans, and as fans of other players, that's here for the basketball. We talk basketball. That's what we're here to do. But there's other people pushing this other narrative. You get what I'm saying? And they not here for the basketball. And those are the people we got to attack together as CC fans, as Angel fans. We got to attack those people together and get those people out of here, because those people is creating the narrative and the fake rivalry and all that. Because as I could tell you right now, as an Angel Reese fan, I could care less. I don't think about Caitlin Clark until the conversation come up, right? I don't be sitting here like, oh, we got to get that Caitlin. And I know CC fans don't think about Angel like that until Angel come up. They're not sitting there like, oh, Angel, she just grind my gears. Like, no, Angel is not thinking about Caitlin, and Caitlin is not thinking about Angel. They both living their best lives. But those racist fans, you can't do nothing without them saying something, creating that division, creating that negativity, creating that BS. So those are the people we got to get out of here. You get what I'm saying? If y'all want to get this narrative out of here. And I'll leave that at that.
Can I
go bring says? Yeah.
Because I don't want it to get too far away from this point.
I got you. Yeah.
I got to do a little pushback on the CC popularity thing, man. Because to me, she wasn't popular. She was known only to people that was watching women's college basketball. Outside of that, she didn't really have any fans, as she still don't now. So
I agree with that.
So what Angel at that point had fans that didn't even watch basketball, but they still knew about her, and that was in college. So her she was popular, like by every sense of the word. She was popular because she was known outside of the sport. There's people that was her fans that didn't even know she played basketball, and they would say so. She was popular. So what that did for Cece was it pushed her into the mainstream. Now people that didn't watch basketball know who Cece is because of Angel. Because when that happened, when that scenario went down, it got put into all the mainstream. It was on news. Everybody was reporting on it. News outlets, non-news outlets, gossip website, everything was reporting on. The president wife was commenting on the thing, was inviting Cece to the White House. Oh, I think losers should come too. You know what I'm saying? So it became a real big. It made everybody feel sorry for her, and people was like, "Oh man, really? I gotta support her." You know, no, she looked like me too. You know, we really gotta support her. So it really pushed her into the mainstream, and that's what really made her popular. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think she was popular before. I think she was just known inside of basketball.
Right, I agree with that. The reason why, and I'm not pushing back on your take. I hear what you're saying, but the reason why I would still say she's popular, me personally, is because of what she was doing. Because I did remember hearing, and it was still, like you said, I do agree with you that it wasn't outside of basketball. Because what I'm talking about is still basketball. So I would hear on like First Take before I knew who she was. I would hear on First Take, I would hear Stephen A or somebody talk about it and talk about the threes, or I would watch matter of fact, this is outside of basketball. You know, I watched I don't know if it was the Joe Budden's podcast. I think it was, because that's the podcast I watch. I would hear them briefly say, "Oh, you heard it? Y'all heard about that girl in Iowa? Y'all seen she's shooting like this?" You get what I'm saying? So her name was bubbling. It was slowly bubbling. People was like talking about it because of the way she was playing. Right now, it wasn't like stardom. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? She wasn't like that. It was just like slight whispers I would hear. I'm like, yo, who they talking about? Obviously, because at that time too, I wasn't watching women's basketball. Right, I pretty much started either somewhere around probably I think I started that women's national game. I think that's when I started. So I think I went, because I saw the games before that, but I went back and watched them. I don't feel like I watched them, you know, in order, whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is I was starting to hear her name. Didn't know why, didn't know who, just hearing her name. Oh, the girl, she's shooting those deep threes, right? Like people took. So that's why I would say. But we both agree that Angel was the star, right? Angel was the one making the most money. She was the most visible, right? She was the main draw in college. But Caitlin was still she was having big games, scoring and doing her thing as well. Let me get to these comments, and then I'm gonna get to Wody Mac. Skullbrain Nation says, when it comes to Cece and Angel, I think they names tied forever. Like they can't escape each other. They both the only players that have triple doubles, pause, these triple D's, crazy this season, and both fan bases hate each other. I don't hate Cece or her fan base. I hate I don't stand for racistness, but I don't hate the fan base. I could care less about them, honestly. I don't know if I read this one. Real Money says they not mentioning that we a whole started down. DB hasn't played in 5 games. We holding it down. She Carmen 12 said, say that again.
Wnba has been playing in trash. So
absolute trash.
I don't see how that. Yeah, that's not helping the case.
One good game, dog.
Carmen 12 says, I am from the LSU area, and I can honestly say Angel Reese is not popular around here. When Brazil played the Sky a couple months ago, stands were vacant partially. I don't know about that, Carmen. You sound like a hater. She's definitely popular in LSU. You might not be an Angel Reese fan, but she's definitely popular in LSU.
Degrees of popularity.
What that mean?
Because you said it even yourself on the All-Star voting. When we were
what that got to do with LSU? That don't got nothing to do. We talking about where she coined her.
Put it together.
We talking about
we
hold on. Before you do that, right? Let's be clear, because I do understand what you're saying about the WNBA, but we talking about LSU where she won a championship at, right?
Yeah.
We talking about LSU where they gave her a nickname, right? And we talking about LSU where those fans ride hard for her. LSU, right? Period. Those fans ride hard for us. So I don't know if I agree with Degrees, but go ahead.
Yeah, when I speak of Degrees, is as far as like people that love her online and champion her, and you would assume that they're watching the games, but then when we'll get
it's a WNBA
the Nielsen ratings or the ticket sales,
that's a WNBA
and these
tape.
people is not popping out. They probably
this has nothing to do with LSU. That's a WNBA tape. That has nothing to do with LSU.
That even partially that's still too with the LSU because they showed up to LSU to play, right? And if you still telling me that they still didn't pack the building out, and these are people that were in the area where she's from, people got other stuff that they into. They just not tapping in.
All right, bro. You got it, bro. Chicago Cheetah says they love creating narratives. That's a fact. Carmen 12 says not very many people. See, that's some bullshit right there. Real Money says mainstream sports shows are definitely scripted narratives. They gotta know that. That's a fact. Chicago Cheetah says Angel Reese was the biggest star, still is. Chicago Cheetah says Angel Reese did what Caitlin Clark used to do to people. She beat them with just competitive basketball. That's a fact. Miss D says, "Hey Brooklyn, what's going on, Miss D?" Hey Chicago Cheetah, Real Money Nougat. Chicago Cheetah says, "Totally agree. The media created a fake and false narrative, making Angel a villain and Clark a hero. That's exactly how this blew up. That's a fact." Real Money says, "Them facts scar the names they just tied because they both grew the game so substantially." Real money don't agree with you. Mo 3, he says, Miss Goody Two Shoes, what's up? You could join the panel if you want. Mo 3 says that's a really good way to explain the way Angel boosted Cece. Real Money says she made a Sports Center sophomore year. She made Sports Center sophomore year for the logo shots and passing. Look it up. Defense purposes, Wody. Wody, you always coming over here being slick. Carmen, you a hater. Yeah, Carmen is definitely a hater. You can spot a hater from a mile away. Go ahead, Wody. What you got to say? I finished with the comments.
No, I'm more so just piggybacking or pinballing off of what y'all were commenting on right there in the moment. And again, my personal perspective, but I did hear a conversation from somebody speaking of going back to the college days and the popularity, so on and so forth, and even made me think of what you said on one of your prior streams. Just the amount of fans that a lot of these players are tapped, even like Sophie Cunningham right now, about to touch a million on Instagram, whatever the case may be. But again, still your social media popularity, not all these people care about sports. I'm talking about they like you, but a lot of people may like you and don't. Like, I missed a couple of games the other day. Not everybody is hardcore sports junkies. That's why sometimes a lot of it don't translate in that field for me. That's what I'm saying. I did see those reports about like how the stands was looking, so on and so forth, how much the tickets cost, and it was at LSU. Yeah, other people just they into other things. You know?
I don't know about that, but anyway, let's get into these games. Yesterday we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 5 games. Chicago, in fact, we might as well start Saturday. Chicago had a back-to-back. Looked terrible on both. You know what I mean? Chicago annoys me because in the first game, if you want to talk about Phoenix, right? If you want to talk about what happened with Chicago and Phoenix, and Camilla had a great game, right? At least in the beginning. And it didn't matter because Tyler Marsh was trying to get twos, but Nate Tibbetts was trying to get threes. And we didn't guard the 3-point line at all. So as great as Camilla's game was, we was losing. We was down. We was still down by 10, down 11 because Tyler Marsh don't have a scheme to guard the 3-point line, right? And then he don't get on his players. He don't call timeout. They sit there. They think they don't run you off the 3-point line. They think they could just look you off the 3-point line. They think you're gonna miss. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Alyssa Thomas can't shoot, right? Yet I saw plays where Angel was guarding Alyssa as she was driving to the rack, and Kia Nurse cheating in the help, cheating and then leaving a 3-point, another 3. It was like, yo, dog, like, how did y'all expect to win that game? And then we're coming down and everything we putting up is twos. And not only are we putting up twos, right? Because when Camilla scored pretty well, but when Camilla wasn't scoring or she was out the game, we putting up difficult shots. We putting up difficult twos. They coming down just making open threes. So that was the first game. Nasty, tough to watch because I'm watching that game and I'm like, I see exactly what's wrong. I see exactly. First of all, another thing that's wrong is I don't know why Angel is guarding Alyssa. Alyssa is not a threat offensively. She's trying to get to the rim. Dare her to shoot. Put Camilla on Alyssa Thomas. Put Angel on Satu. Right? Slow Satu down. I don't know, man.
I can see the strategy in that.
It just makes more sense.
One thing I love about AT game though is that bully ball that she's so good at. She ain't the most crafty dribbler, but she's very effective at getting to the rack. She got that little jump hook shot that works for her, and she can lay the ball up real well. And she goes through people. So as he said, I like the idea, try to put Camilla on her, but she probably would just blow by Camilla or show the bumper out the way.
No, she won't. No, she won't. Because why would Camilla be guarding her that close?
They press it. I guess that him on this one.
I'm just talking basketball IQ. I'm talking basketball IQ. If you was guarding Ben Simmons, where you gonna guard him at?
You gonna give him a little bit of room and try to stop the.
All right. So how she gonna get around Camilla if Camilla just want to stop her from getting to the rim?
This the thing though, B. Think about it. The Westbrooks, the Ben Simmons, and the ATs. Once they get a full head of steam going down here, they probably gonna knock you out the way.
That's gonna be a charge. Camilla 6'7". Camilla 6'7". She could do that all she want. I want you to come to me. I want you to.
Mm-hmm. I can see the vision on it. I can also see Camilla getting blown by.
That's because you don't know basketball. If Camilla is guarding AT, see, all right, so here's where AT is effective at, right? She's not gonna shoot the 3. We know that. She will pull up from the midi free throw line. So all Camilla gotta do is stand just in front of the charge circle. She just gotta stand right there with her hands up. We'll live. Matter of fact, not only will I live with AT taking that shot. That gives us a much better chance to win the game now because we like AT. You got to get 30 for us to win. I don't believe it. I don't believe you that efficient with that mid-range shot because you're not scoring nothing at the rim. I'm waiting for you. I'm not gonna come into you. I'm gonna let you come to me. Everything at the rim is gonna be contested. You make it. You earned that shot. I live with it. Just don't foul. That's my only rule to Camilla be just don't foul. Just let her run into you. Put your hands up. Don't move. Right. If Alyssa Thomas wins the game, if Alyssa Thomas could win the game from the midi, shooting the midi, I live with that loss. But I don't believe it. I don't believe you could beat me like that. But you want to know how you can beat me? leaving all these 3-point shooters open. You want to know how you can beat me? Not slowing down. I just said the girl named Satu. You can beat me like that. But I don't believe you could beat me with Alyssa Thomas dropping 25 to whatever, and we shutting everybody else down. I don't believe it. And if you do, I take my hat off to you, and I could walk away with losing like that. I can't be happy losing the way we lost, giving up a hope. I think they had like 16. I think they had like 16 threes.
17
threes.
If you do drop coverage like that, BK, but here's the flip, and coaches know. If you do drop coverage like that, when you damn near putting Alyssa Thomas defender underneath the rim,
I never said she don't got a midi. I said I live with the midi. I live with that.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm not talking. Y'all talking real money.
If you want to play the drop coverage what you are going to give up with that, though, which some coaches are going to be smart enough to try, or Alyssa Thomas, if you want to play that far off her, and she starts going into dribble handoff action with one of her shooters who can shoot off the screens good, there is no help side defense off of that dribble handoff.
You know what that's called?
Still getting the three.
You want to know what that's called? That's called an adjustment. That's called an adjustment.
And you still get and there's no help.
No, you won't.
How long you gonna keep dropping off Alyssa Thomas?
You're right. I would love if me and you coaching, right? Mm-hmm. And that's my strategy, and you do that. Guess what I'm doing?
Now what you doing? You bringing up?
No, I'm subbing her out because you counted what I'm doing, right? I'm saying I'm playing Alyssa to beat me. You saying, okay, I'm not gonna play through Alyssa, right? I'm a hand off to my shooters. Great. I'm a play a smaller lineup now. That's all. Same philosophy. We still taking away the three. The number one thing is take away the three. So if you think you're gonna do that again, even if I play a smaller lineup and y'all say, okay, now Alyssa got the advantage again, I still live with Alyssa. I'm taking away the three. I live with Alyssa doing whatever she want to do at the rim. Cool, as long as it's contested. If it's a contested layup, I'm cool with that. But I'm not giving up no threes. That's called basketball. That's called adjustments. What are you talking about?
That I'm talking specifically in that case where I understand why people are probably playing us so high, because all those things that Alyssa Thomas can do with the ball in her hand to get other people open looks.
You just play a small ball lineup, brother. That's all.
You can do the small ball lineup. Cool. The risk, like again, and we've seen it. She's been doing this for so long, and we see her still being so effective. A smaller player.
I'm not saying she's not going to be effective. She's Alyssa Thomas for a reason. Yeah. What I'm trying to tell you is smart basketball is saying, I would live with you beating me this way, but I'm not going to live with you beating me that way, is what I'm saying. So Alyssa Thomas, I'm not sitting here saying, Alyssa, I'm going to shut down Alyssa Thomas, or I'm going to shut down everything the Suns is going to do. What I'm saying is, you're definitely not beating me from the 3-point line.
Cool, right? All right.
And what I'm saying is, and we're gonna make this a 2 battle. I live with what Camilla's gonna give me on the other end versus what Alyssa's making with contested layups.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next game was Minnesota, LA. Minnesota took care of business. Moving right along from that. And then we get back into the Sky versus Atlanta. They actually played a good game. They had a lot more fight in this game. I think he might have played. E-Will was playing good, but he might have played E-Will a little bit too much in this game. Excuse me. He should have let Camilla again see what she could do. She was playing well. She was scoring, but so was E-Will, and I think he wanted to give us some credit because of how they ended that Phoenix game. But you got to realize that was garbage time. But he wanted to give us, some looks, or whatever the case may be. Rachel Bam still starting at the 1. You get what I'm saying? And I understand he feel like she could deal with the pressure, but you got to live with the reason why HVL is never going to be confident is because Tyler Marsh give her inconsistent minutes. You got to live with the mistakes. You just got to just coach her up. If I was the coach for Chicago, right, I'll be on the sideline constantly letting her know, hey, I'm not taking you out, but come in. hey, listen, you know what I mean? When you seeing this, bam, don't worry, stay calm. I'm constantly boosting her confidence, and I'm constantly letting her know I'm not taking you out. Go play ball, right? I know you know how to play, right? The one thing HVL does that Rachel Banham isn't gonna give you. Rachel Banham is a good catch and shoot player, right? She's a good catch and shoot player. She could come off. She could come off ball, catch, shoot, whatever. Sometimes when she on ball, she come off a screen, shoot. HVL could do that same thing, but she could also dribble, get to the paint, pull up, shoot a midi, shoot off balance, get contact, get inside, get a layup. We already seen it. But she make one mistake, you pulling them. She had 2 turnovers. She had real quick, and they was bad turnovers. Like, you know, it was silly turnovers. I seen it. Get Mo3.
The turnover, except for that one game, she had like 5 turnovers. They don't really bother me. It's like,
yeah, she gonna make mistakes.
Like 1-2 a game. Like, yeah, she a guard, but HBL be getting me hot, man. She stayed dribbling with her head down. I don't like that about her. And she be missing a lot of open women and freaking like plays that she should pass, times she should pass the ball because her head is down. It's like when she's dribbling, until she finished doing her dribbling move, like she put in her mind, yeah, I'm gonna do this move. And until she do that move, her head is to the floor. She's not looking at the rest of what's going on the court, and I don't like that about her. Like, it should have been like in that game. That last game, it should have been like 3 or 4 easy passes that she could have made for buckets, or at least get a foul or something. If they missed a shot, that's on them. But the pass was there, and the lane was open, and she just missed it because she was down there doing her little dribbling combo move that she be trying to do.
But I still and I'm not taking all the blame off HVL, but I still kind of blame Tyler Marsh, right? Because to me, Tyler Marsh got an offense that she can't just attack with. Right? He got an offense that's constantly you got to constantly keep moving the ball movement, body movement, cutting and stuff like that. It doesn't allow her to really show her strengths. And if he had an offense where it was more simple and it's just more pick and roll, let her attack off the pick and roll and make a decision, she probably will have her head up, right? More. I haven't seen what you've seen, so I'm not gonna critique it. I'm not saying you wrong, Mo. You like to argue. I'm not arguing with you.
No,
not arguing. What I'm saying is this.
It's not really arguing.
All I'm saying.
The part of the times that I was talking about, well, at least 2 or 3 of the times I'm talking about, was the pick and roll action. That's what mainly I'm talking about.
So I don't know what you're talking about then, because HVL and the pick and roll action is really good, right? So
yeah.
I haven't seen the 1 or 2 times you talk about where she had her head down.
I'm talking about that.
But I've seen HVL be in situations where she can't be herself, right? And then I watch these other rookies. I watch somebody like a Tahina Pau, right, come out, and I see the veterans and the people on her team see her cut someplace, and then they turn around and get her the ball where she's open. She can shoot a 3. I see them helping her out. I don't see that same thing happening with HVL. I don't see her being helped out. I see a bunch of people cutting, moving around, and now you gotta move the ball here and cut here, and you gotta do all this. That's what I've seen. So again, I'm not negating what you're saying, but I do feel like it's more of a Tyler Marsh thing. It's more of an offense thing. He needs to simplify his offense, because again, we like to harp on HVL and say what HVL need to do, but these vets is turning the ball over too. These vets aren't looking good in this offense too. You get what I'm saying? But everybody like to focus on what HVL doing, and the vets ain't even playing well. So it's a Tyler Marsh thing, it's an offense thing, but on both sides of the ball. To me, his defensive schemes suck. His defensive schemes is terrible, and his offense is too complicated. He need to just simplify the offense, Put the ball in HVL hands. Let her be more of a scoring guard opposed to trying to get people the ball. And let her be more of a scoring guard and make passes that way, right? And then let Ariel Atkins play off the ball.
I definitely think it's a Tyler Marsh thing. I wasn't trying to blame it all on Haley. Remember, the first thing I said is I don't see the turnover things. I was just pointing out the one critique that I had.
Yeah.
Like every other thing else, I don't really see that much of a problem with it. That was just the only thing I didn't really like. And Tyler Marsh, I've been saying Tyler Marsh shouldn't even. I didn't even like him from the jump.
Right.
Well, I say one thing. If y'all are saying that Tyler Marsh's offensive philosophy is spacing, is a spacing 3-point shooting type of philosophy, and a lot of people's favorite lineup would be like a HVL, Ariel Atkins, Rebecca Allen, and then your two bigs, right? Does that? Do you think that lineup fits? In y'all opinion, do y'all think that lineup fits a floor spacing ideal offensive scheme that Tyler Marsh wants to run?
I would bench Rebecca Allen, because to me she was playing better in her 6-woman role. She got to start on lineup and disappeared. So yeah, I would either start. I would probably at this point because even Kia Nurse be out there just jacking shots and missing. You know, she had a couple good games. So at this point, I would give Michaela Onyeawede a shot to see how she looks in the starting lineup. But I wouldn't start Rebecca Allen. I have a lineup that's unique that I don't even know if it's gonna work, but I want to see it. I would love to see if it works.
You want to throw Maddie in there?
I would throw Maddie in there. But listen, Mo, HVL, right? Ariel Atkins at the 2, right?
Yeah.
Angel at the 3. Maddie at the 4.
Yeah. Yep.
And either Camilla or Ewell at the 5. And the reason why I'm saying that is, right, first of all, here's some basketball IQ for people who don't know this. And this works in both games. This is basketball. This is men's game and women's game. You could play multiple positions, right? Especially in this positional league, in this positionless league basketball era that we in now. You could play multiple positions, but the position you play, right, or the positions that you can play, are the positions that you can guard. If you can't guard it, you can't play it, right? If you can't guard power forwards, I can't put you at the 4. If you can't guard small forwards, I can't put you at the small forward. If you can't guard centers, I can't put you at the center. Your position is the position you can guard, right? Angel Reese could really guard 1 through 5. So she's versatile. She could play the 5, she could play the 4, or the 3. Those are the 3 positions I like her at. Offensively, her offensive skill set, I wouldn't put her solely at the 1 in the WNBA, even though I know she played that in high school in AAU. And she don't shoot the ball enough to be a 2, but the 3, the 4, and the 5, I feel like she fit well in any of them positions, depending on who's on the floor with her. Right? She need shooting. She need shooting on the floor with her. I like her at the 3 because hold on. Listen, I would have never said this last year. I'm saying this now because Angel Reese surprised me. Angel Reese surprised me. I gave her credit before. I'm gonna give her credit again. Here's another a nugget about basketball that, you know, most people should notice. It's certain things, it's certain skills in basketball that's easier to develop than others, right? So what I mean by that, if you come into the league as a non-shooter, I could develop your shot. I could work on your shot, right? And make you a better shooter. We've seen plenty of people, a la Jason Kidd, or whoever you want to think of, not really be shooters and develop they shot into a shooter, right? You either have ball handling or you don't. You don't typically develop your ball handling. If you don't have it at an elite level, you never get it at an elite level, right? If you can't dribble the ball without turning it over at a basic level, you'll never feel comfortable dribbling the ball because that's not a skill people typically develop. the fact that Angel Reese went from not really dribbling the ball like that in college to coming into the league, not doing it her first year, to looking this good. And I'm not saying that she can't tighten it up or things she need to work on, but she looked good dribbling the ball. I'm like, okay, Angel, like I got to give you some credit because that ain't easy to do. I know that as somebody who played ball my whole life. That ain't easy to do just to get your handle back. So maybe she never lost it. I don't know, but the fact that she's dribbling the ball confidently with guard, you see her crossing over, guard crossing over. I'm like, okay, I gotta give you kudos. Again, not saying that she can't even work on it to get it better. I'm sure in the offseason, if she work on it, it'll go to another level, right? Because, you know, you got time to fine tune your weaknesses. But she looked solid. She looked decent dribbling the ball. And that's why I'm comfortable putting her at 3. Just because she can handle the ball like that. Now, and I'm going to land with this just so y'all can understand my thought process. Y'all remember LeBron James' second stint on the Cavs when he had Kyrie, right?
Yep.
This is the offense they used to run. And I feel like Chicago could run this if they had the right coaches. They think like this. The offense they used to run, so all they used to do is run pick and roll with the weakest defender, put the weakest defender on LeBron James, and LeBron James would just iso him to the basket. Once you come over to help, he's kicking to the corner for the shoot, or he making a layup. Angel Reese 6'3". You mean to tell me if she's playing the Sparks tomorrow, right? You mean to tell me if she's at the top of the key with the ball, right? Whoever Kelsey Plum is guarding, if they come do a little pick and roll and Kelsey Plum switch on Angel can't
barbecue chicken.
Angel can't set up with a little hezzy, drive, take 2 steps, grab the ball, take it to the basket, right? That's either gonna be a foul or layup, or kick. That's an offense I would love to see Mo 3 back with Maddie at the 4, right? Or even, remember what I said the last time we was on Mo 3, even if we do having Angel Reese is the only big out there, put Angel Reese at the 5, right? And have all shooters around Angel now, right? Nobody in the paint, just Angel, and with Angel being able to handle the ball as a 6'3" player, like I said, putting that center, somebody screen that center off. Now she got a smaller player on her. She drive that smaller player to the rim. I kind of like that offense, but hey, you know, these just ideas, people. I ain't even get into the notes I wrote down. Matter of fact, we're gonna talk about my notes more in depth. I just want y'all to hear some of the things I came up with, just so y'all could see. I be thinking about this.
Sounds to me.
I like how you thinking, but it also just to keep in mind, it sounds very reminiscent. You say that, trying to turn it into like an Alyssa Thomas too.
Before you say that, yeah. I mean, it's funny you say that, right? Because here's what I was thinking watching Angel, not just Angel, because you got to realize you can't control. It's the same thing with the men's game. That's why the game is going to evolve and change over time. You can't control what kids is coming out of high school, right?
Yeah.
Some of the kids might come out and they all might be Wnbs, or they all might be KGs. Like I'm talking about type bills. They all might be Chris Webbers type bills.
Ball handlers.
So believe it or not, I feel like Alyssa Thomas is the blueprint right now for a lot of players. Look at Anissa Murrow. And I look at Anissa Murrow and I look at her future. I'm like, watch Alyssa Thomas. She already got the hustle. She about Alyssa Thomas size. She's small because Alyssa Thomas 6'2", right? Anissa 6'1". Anissa not gonna come out there playing like Asia, right? So if you want to develop your game as a young player, Alyssa Thomas is a great person to learn from, because Alyssa Thomas' game ain't bad. And here's the thing. When I talk about builds, it don't mean you're going to play exactly like this player, because you're going to have things that player don't have, and vice versa. Every player is going to have a unique thing about their game, right?
Yeah. So that's, I thought about that too. But listen, I just want y'all to hear this. I'm not going to, Mo 3, you go right after this, because I'm not going to go in depth. I just want y'all to hear this. I got number 1 option, Camilla, and this you'll love this. You'll love this, Wody. There's some 2K shit right here. I don't know if you ever played Mo 3. You played 2K before?
Yeah, but I don't play anymore.
All right, now you don't got to. These are just plays. These are things that I'm like, yo, if they implement this and play this way, the game should be easy, right? So I got Camilla as the number one option, meaning we need to, Camilla's 6'7", she's a big. We need to start out the game feeding her and let her sit down, let her rest. You get what I'm saying? But let her get off first to get us in our rhythm, right? So I got Camilla as the number one option with pick and rolls. Back to Helly Van Lith, running the pick and roll with Camilla, looking for her shot or Camilla or post ups. Very simple. Camilla gonna be efficient, right? I got number 2 option, right? This is when Camilla sits down, right? We're gonna feed Camilla. I got number 2. I got what I just said. I just broke down what Angel can do, right? I got Angel in ISOs, right? I got Angel in cutter plays. When I mean cutter plays, I mean you got Angel. Here's a play I seen Stewie do. Here's a play I seen.
I never really seen Angel cut.
Hold on. Listen.
How fast
hold on. Listen. That's my. So you know this coming from my brain. You never seen it, right? Listen.
I never seen it.
Hold on. Listen. I seen this from the. You a Liberty fan, right? Mo3. I mean, not Mo3. Woody Mac.
Yeah.
I seen this from your team. Stewie was at the wing. So you got wing. You got top of the key, other wing. So just imagine Angel at the wing with the ball. Imagine somebody like Ari Watkins at the top of the key. Imagine HVL at the other wing, right? Angel dribbles towards Ari Watkins to the top of the key, right? Ari Watkins dribble handoff. Ari Watkins get the ball. She goes to the corner where Angel is at. HVL is still in the other corner, right? HVL comes from the other corner, screens Angel's player. Angel dives to the basket. Now, depending on what that defender do, again, remember I said adjustments. Depending on how those defenders playing, HVL might be open for a 3, or Angel might be open diving if both players stay on HVL and Angel get a good dive. That's a just quick drop down. Angel's going to the basket could go up, right? Or before any of that, when Angel do the dribble handoff, if Ariel come off that dribble handoff open, she could just pull up, shoot the 3 or the midi. But again, those are just plays where I got Angel cutting. You get what I'm saying? 3 different options, but Angel is cutting to the basket without the ball, where she can receive the ball, right? So and I just want to explain the cutter play for Angel. That's just one. Or you can have Angel in the corner. Right? Your 2 corners, right? Let's just say Kia Nurse in the other corner, right? Kia Nurse could cut to Angel's corner, screen her man, Angel cut to the basket, right? Drop down for Angel. Or again, depending on what the defender's doing, Kia Nurse might be open in the corner for the 3. You get what I'm saying? These are different things they could do with their offense to make their offense more dynamic. And it's not like they doing that this BS I'm watching them do. Right? And I got also the last play I got, you gonna run pick and roll with Angel too. But Ari Watkins, simple. This is we and I'm saying
how well does Angel turn the corner off a pick though? You know what I'm saying?
She does.
You gotta be able to attack off of that.
Very well. In fact, that's one of her mistakes, because she don't diversify the way she do picks, right? And again, it's about what she saw in college. What Angel Reese does very well, and she do it all the time, when she slipped the pick, because she looking for that pass.
You talking about Angel as the ball handler in the pick and roll, or as the screener?
Screener. I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, then that's different. I thought you meant as the pick and roll ball handler.
No, so what you probably thinking about is what I said earlier, whereas I said, and I don't want her to turn the corner. What I want them to do is to force a switch. If Angel got the ball at the top, right, and somebody, like I said, a Kelsey Plum defender or offensive player. Kelsey Plum offensive player screens Angel's play. I just want them to switch it. I want them to set the screen so well where you drag Kelsey Plum, and Kelsey Plum now gets on Angel, and then Angel could drive that way. So but that's what I was saying earlier. I wasn't saying that just now. That's something different. HVL and Ari Watkins, I got both. I got HVL with pick and roll and dribble handoffs. I got Ari Watkins with screens and dribble handoffs. You get what I'm saying? And then I got just a space to 4 player out there. And then I put Rebecca Allen back as that 6th woman, because like I said, early in the season when she was a 6th woman, she was getting busy. We put in a starting lineup, she disappeared. I don't know what happened to her. You know what I mean? And then we got Maddie Westbell for picking pop plays. But anyway, I'm sorry, that took longer than I wanted it to take. I just want y'all to see like my thought process when I wrote those notes down. Go ahead, Mo3. What you got?
Sounds like you should be the coach for the Chicago.
It sound like if I could do it, it sound like anybody could beat it. What the hell are they running, Mo3? The hell are they doing without what personnel? And like I said, I'm not even saying that, and I'm gonna shut up after this, Mo3. I'm not even saying that Angel at the 3 lineup would work. I just like to see it because I'm like, yo, this might be right because Angel could play the 3 or the 4, right? Well, her skill set.
She can defend it.
She could defend it. She could play either or. So you could put her at the 4 and have like 2, you know what I mean, or whatever. You could put her at the 3. Because with her length. Think about it, and Avery Watkins is a defender too. And then here's another thing I thought. What do we keep it at the 4, right? What do we keep it at the 4? We put Michaela at the 3. And now we got on it, because I'm not thinking about the offensive side of the ball now. I'm thinking about the defensive side. That's where this lineup came from. You got Angel, Michaela, Avery Watkins out there as our, You get what I'm saying? Where you going? And then you got a Camilla or Ewell behind them. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think that Ewell and Cardelson and Angel on the floor. That's the only person that would be willing to shoot with light pressure is Ewell in that situation. But y'all should control the rebounds like a beast in that lineup. But you could possibly get ran off the floor. But I like that lineup. What team I like that lineup against though? Using that lineup against like Atlanta Dream because they are a big team.
Yes, I agree. I see what you're saying, but Woda, you gotta think about it like this. You gotta play to your team's strengths. We're not a 3-point shooting team like the Liberty, like the what we just call like the not the Dream.
Dream Auto.
No, they are, but not like the Liberty. Like I'm saying, it's a different level when you start talking about the Liberty, Phoenix. Like those teams are elite 3-point shooter teams. Yeah. Dream just have 3-point shooters on it, right? They got Alicia Gray and what's the name? And you can say the Dream too, because you got Nas Hillman coming off the bench. My point is, we can't shoot with y'all. If it's a shooting contest, y'all beat us every time. So we got to play to our strengths. We could defend you and we could rebound with you. So the lineup I would have out there is our best defensive lineup, because we know we're gonna get boards. I would have my best defensive lineup, and I would try to make it a defensive game, right? I would try to make it a nasty game because I can't shoot with you. If I had the shooters like the Liberty have, then let's go. But I don't have that. So now I got to play to my strengths. And my strengths is I'm going to defend you. I'm going to make, you know what I mean? I'm going to make this game uncomfortable for you. Right. I'm not going to give you nothing from the 3. You got to score everything. You got to get all your points in the paint. I'm going to make it uncomfortable for you. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to think like that when you don't have what another team have. But it's like Tyler Marsh is trying to turn this team and this personnel. You get what I'm saying? We don't have the personnel. I'm sorry, Mo3. I'm passionate tonight.
Yeah, man. But before I forget, it's about the Angel sees what you see, because she did a I can't remember if it was a post-game interview or a pre-game interview where they was asking her about her new play style, and she said that she's mimicking she's watching film and mimicking Alyssa Thomas's play style.
Yeah.
You heard it?
I think I did. When you said it, it reminds you. I think I did hear that. Yeah. I think I did hear that.
She's like, if there's anybody in the league that she wants to, you know what I'm saying, be like, it's her. Like, it's the way play style. She's trying to get her play style like her.
Yeah.
So
she said it last season too. I remember her saying it last season before she got in the league. They had asked her who's your game like. She did give Alyssa Thomas some kudos then too.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't think she played a game yet. I think it was like might have been training camp or it might have been the draft. But they had asked her. They said, "Who do you think your game is like?" She did give Alyssa Thomas credit then too. But good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
And they need to get rid of Kia Nurse and find out where Destiny Adams is hiding out at. pick
You ever
her
think
up.
though it might be a reason why nobody took Destiny Adams as solid as she was?
Because she played at Rutgers. It can't be because of her numbers.
All right, so we gonna.
Nobody really knew about her like that. And they wasn't these WNBA scouts weren't really scouting. If they were scouting, they was doing scouting overseas. They wasn't really scouting over here.
These scouts, a lot of these scouts too old school and too stubborn, bro.
So we gonna. Yeah, finish your point.
I was just saying what the Mercury are doing and what the Valks are doing, the way that they scouting and evaluating talent, and then how compared to a lot of these other teams just taking what's available already in the team, the league, and these vets. I don't think a lot of these scouts is really looking at, overseas talent like that, bro. All them hidden gems are overseas. A lot of teams could have got Janelle Simone, Carla Leck, so on and so forth, Marianne Batty, bro. All these French and German players coming over and making impact on teams like the Valks and the Mercury.
All right, so moving on to the next game, we got Dallas Wings and the Mystics. It was a great game, winning the OT. Mystics ended up pulling it out. You got a career high from Sonia Citron. Sonia Citron and Kiki playing well together. Paige did her thing, tied it up, sent it to overtime with a big 3. Did y'all see this game?
Yeah, I saw it. She actually scored the last 7 points for the Wings to send it to overtime.
Nice. Yeah, but I just wanted this game. I wanted to give Paige, Sonia, and Kiki a lot of credit, and Sykes. Sykes being the leader for them. And then I love Zaya James in the starting lineup along with Paige Beckers. Take a little pressure off her, a little more ball handling and things of that nature. But this was a great game. And then moving on to the next game. Huh?
I said it was an alright game. I think it was mostly a good game. I still think that Dallas has a Enrique problem.
Yeah.
Because it was a couple times where they got the lead and Enrique just came down and took some ill-advised shot and then long rebound, and the Mystics ended up converting off of it and either tied the game up or took back the lead, and I didn't like that. I was like, come on. Like, you just choose the wrong time to just do some Enrique stuff.
That's what I'm saying. They need the trader, man. She not fitting in. Paige is playing well. But moving on to the next game, we got the Fever versus the Aces. The Aces got the win. Caitlin Clark been struggling, man. Mo3, what's going on with your girl, man? She was
I don't know, man.
She was 1 of 7.
She was down, bro.
She was 1 of 10. She was 1 of 10, 10% from the 3-point line. 8 turnovers.
Bro, she's shooting.
She shot 7 of 20. She shot 7 of 20 from the field. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's shooting 1 for 19 for the last 3 games. For the 3 from downtown, man. She letting me down, man. I was rooting for her. She making me look bad, man.
You know what's funny though, Mo3? You called it, because a lot of people not even gonna start this from then. But even in the New York game in that second half, she played terrible.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So it started from there. Even though she had the big 3s in that New York game, that second half of that New York game, it started then. Started playing terrible. She bounced back, had the good game against Connecticut, but it's Connecticut. You get what I'm saying? And then terrible. Got shut down. She got shut down versus the Valkyrie.
Yeah, the Valkyrie did her in, kid.
They probably gonna lose the Seattle game too. I ain't gonna hold it.
Seattle just.
She shot 3 of 14. She shot 3 of 14 versus Valkyrie. 0 of 7 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
And had 6 turnovers. And then, like you said, Wody, Seattle's been playing well. They just beat. In fact, I think that's one of the games they just beat New York.
That's why I didn't bring it up. I was about to, and I was like, wait, hold up, that's the next game.
Yeah, you're gonna get to that. Now you could have brought it up. We could have segued.
Like trash, though.
No. I'm not saying they trash, but it's levels, right? So obviously New York just lost Jonquel Jones, so that hurts them a little bit.
Yeah.
But I had New York as the best team in the league, and I had New York and Minnesota as the 2 best teams in the league by far. Like I had them in their own class. Then I had everybody else after them. So what I'm saying is Phoenix and Seattle, I got to put some more respect on their name, right? Because the games that they win and they showing that, they just beat. I think Seattle also just beat Vegas. Mm-hmm. They beat the Liberty. Phoenix just beat the Liberty. You get what I'm saying? So it was like the games, the Phoenix and Seattle especially, and I guess the Dream is right there too. Gotta give the Dream credit. Those 3 teams are proven because those 3 teams, and I said this a few lives ago as well. Those 3 teams could have been pretenders, right? Had they played bad, had they start, but it seemed like with the way they jump. I love Erica Wheeler, the way she's playing in Seattle. I would have never thought she was this nice in Indiana, right?
It's a lot of isolation ball from Erica Wheeler, but she's getting buckets off of it. So,
Bro, Claude, what's up, my brother?
She's scoring all of it. She's scoring. It's a lot of ISO though.
Nah, man.
It's a lot of isolation ball going on in Seattle, but they scoring.
Nah, you bugging. You bugging.
Nah,
we playing together. You ain't watching the game.
Together, yeah, but it is.
You want to know what Erica Wheeler's doing?
Like I said, this when I came up early.
Look, hey, Mozi, we got to hit him with his line. You got to hit him with his line, right? He ain't watching. The game.
Ain't watching, bro.
The Storm, the Valks, the Liberty, and the Figo are the 4 teams I decided to watch.
Let me tell you what Erica Wheeler.
How are you watching and you saying that then?
Let me tell you what.
A lot of. Because
let me tell you what Eric.
Not always an assist off of every bucket scored.
Wody Matt. Let me educate you, my brother. This is what Erica Wheeler's doing, right? One, I got to give her kudos because I didn't know she could shoot like this. She's shooting from the 3. That's number 1.
Catch and shoot.
And then number 2 is, she plays with pace. She's so fast that when she cut, she draws the defense, and now she's making plays. She's spraying the ball out and making plays for other people to score. You get what I'm saying? Even somebody like because what's in there? Obviously, Skylar Diggins moved from the 1 to the 2. Skylar Diggins did that to help them from what one of their weakness was, the 3-point line. So now you got Erica Wheeler shooting the 3, and you got Skylar Diggins able to knock down that 3, and you got NECA able to knock down that 3. The 3 not a problem for them right now. You get what I'm saying? And then you got Gabby Williams out there getting steals, getting them in transition, right? Mm-hmm. Ezzy McMcGaw is playing well. The only person I see that's actually struggling is Malanga, and it's because of her size. She even though she's tall, she's frail, so she's struggling out there with the physicality. That's the only person I see who really ain't get their foot in. That's everybody else on that team. Balling.
Freaking.
And they playing on both sides of the ball. Say that again, Mo3.
I said Skylar teaming unstoppable out there, blocking people's shots, fucking scoring 20-something points almost every game, it looks like. But yeah, Erica Wheeler's been doing a lot of catch and shooting from the wing, like
and she's fast.
Gabby or Skylar would drive, and they would pass it out to her on either the left or right wing and or corner. And Erica will knock the shots down. And oh man, last game she was doing a lot of driving to the hole and doing dump off passes to NECA. She did this one drop off pass. I was like, oh man, that was nice.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
But she do do some ISO though. I ain't gonna cap make it seem like she ain't doing no ISO.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's within the concept of the team. Like she's not like
It's like a 50-50, something like that.
And it's what they need. It's like what Rondo would do for the Celtics. He was like the fastest player on the Celtics when they had the big three, right? Or the big four, you call it. So Rondo would do him sometimes. He would, on a fast break, that's Rondo time. So yes, that speed she got. And then the last game was Connecticut and the Valkyrie still doing Valkyrie things. No matter who's out there. No matter who's in Eurobasket or who's not. Connecticut just sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, BK, you know this too. And sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I had to pull it up because again, we're two analytical, detailed type of people. And yes, all that being said, if you want to know how many assisted to unassisted baskets they have, that too under the splits and shoot. And for what it says for Erica Wheeler, 53% of her shots she takes unassisted.
Yeah, she's a point guard.
I just said it's like
she's a point guard. Why would she need an assisted basket? Right? You gotta think. If I'm the point guard, right, and I'm faster than whoever, right, I'm driving and I can get to the lane anytime I want, right? I can shoot anytime I want. But my job is to draw the defense in so I can make a play. So if I could score, I'm gonna score. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. She the point. The ball is in her hand first. She's not. Nobody's passing the ball to her. She's the one dishing.
That and for it to be as close as like I was basically what I was saying around the 50-50 split, it just makes our claim, it just makes our claim even stronger because she's not supposed to. It should be higher than that. Because of the fact that she is the point guard, she's the one that's supposed to be dishing, not getting dished to. So for it to be that even, it's just proving.
It shows that she's doing both. She's assisting out there, she's getting assisted too, and she's playing ISO ball. All three. She's doing all three. And then, like I said, it ain't much to say. I mean, we can pull up the stats. Kayla Thornton is she should be an all-star. I can say that. The way she's been playing all year.
Yeah. Big facts, yes to that. And I think she might be maybe as a reserve. It's just her position is so heavy.
Yeah, but you gotta reward winning what they doing. And I want to give Chloe Bibby some credit because as a rookie, especially I don't even think she played. I know for a fact she didn't play with them the fall season, but she's playing well. Her role, she fits her role very well with them. Obviously, LA, Leticia Amir, Mihir, if I'm saying her name correctly.
That's right.
Playing stellar basketball. So Tiffany Hayes is back from the broken nose, doing Tiffany Hayes things. So So that was all of yesterday's games, and then getting in tomorrow's games, you got Minnesota versus Washington. That's gonna be a spanking. I love Washington. I love what those young players is doing, but that's gonna be a beating tomorrow. Then we have LA versus Chicago. I don't think they learned from anything I said, Mo3. So I got us taking another L. We're gonna be 3-11 after tomorrow. Hopefully somebody gets fired, but on my team, we're gonna lose and nobody gonna get fired. And then
excuses.
Then you got Atlanta versus the Dream. Excuse me, you got versus the Dream. You got Atlanta versus the Wings. I feel like the Wings, I want to see them win. I don't think they're gonna beat Atlanta. Atlanta's one of those teams I just said that's playing more like contenders than pretenders. And then you got Indiana versus Seattle, and we just talked about it. Indiana is gonna have to play their best basketball because they're struggling right now, and Seattle is playing their best basketball. So that should be a good game. We should see what happens. It's on NBA TV. I don't know who's gonna win that one. If I had to pick, I'm leaning towards Seattle on that, but it could go either way.
Imagine Malonga get her first dunk of the season against the Fever.
You wanna know what's because she could have already. I think she might be waiting either to the All-Star game or after the All-Star break because I see her on breaks catch the ball and just lay it up, and I'm like, you could have dunked that. So it's times where she could have did it. So she might be waiting for a particular moment where it's gonna be viral. Maybe sometimes the vets. I don't know if they did this, but sometimes the vets might have talked to her like, "Yo, don't rush it. Wait till this." You know what I mean? You never know.
If but no matter when she does it, if she does it, it's gonna be
crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Just go ahead, put that thing up.
But like I said, she's probably more concerned with how she's playing because she's not playing well. I seen her. I forget which game it was, but I was watching one of these games the last couple of days that they played, and you know she was getting beat up out there. She was getting bodied, and I seen her like, you know, she's 6'6", so you can tell. I seen her like storm to the bench. She was like stomping to the bench and sat down with like this disappointed look on her face, and I'm like, damn, I feel sorry for her. Like, but it is what it is. You gotta go through your growing pains. You're gonna be dominating one day, but right now, these girls bullying you. You know what I mean? They don't care you 6'6", you frail. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Yo, listen, for the new people that came in, make sure you guys hit the like button. If you ain't hit the like button, if you ain't subscribed to the channel, you enjoying this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you. Holla at me in the comments too. Holla at me in the comments and tell me what you think the outcome of these games is that I just mentioned. We got Minnesota versus Washington. We got LA versus Chicago, Atlanta versus Dallas, and a Fever versus Seattle. So tell me what you think the outcomes of the game is. Yeah, man. So what you guys is excited? What you guys think about these games happening tomorrow? Let me ask y'all this question because I see 3 of them coming on the same time. Well, I think I might know the answer for me. But I'm gonna ask y'all which games are y'all watching? At 8 o'clock, you're gonna have Minnesota, Washington. You're gonna have LA, Chicago, and then you're gonna have Atlanta versus Dallas all at 8 o'clock. Which games y'all watching?
I would think a very interesting one to see is how if the Mystics can step up against the Lynx. I think that could be a very intriguing matchup because their coach, the Mystics are coached well, right? They're a well-coached team as it looks, and you know Minnesota is having the cachet they do. Atlanta, if I was to watch Atlanta, I'm only watching to see if Ryan Howard or Alicia Gray is going to go off and it's going to be a shootout. And I watch Seattle, and it just so happens 2 teams that I do watch are playing at 10. So I probably will tap in when I like it for that indie game just to see it.
There's only one game happening at 10, bro. But that's Fever.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, I watch Seattle, I watch the Valks, and I watch Fever and the Liberty. So 2 of the teams who
that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow,
2
bro.
of the teams who I do watch are playing.
No, I mean that's Wednesday. That's Wednesday.
No, it's Tuesday at 10.
It's Wednesday. I'm looking at it. Wednesday, you got New York and Valks playing on Wednesday. I'm asking you about the Tuesday games. It's only one game at
10 p.m. on Tuesday. They got Indy playing Seattle. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's one game. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about it. You just watch that game. But that's why I was asking about the 8 o'clock game because there's 3 games on at the same time. That's why I asked. You can watch. There's only one game on at 10.
Okay. Well, you know what? Very, very smart, my brother. You actually very logical. I would say that Minnesota Washington game to me is the most intriguing.
Got you. What about you, Mo 3? I think I know your answer too, but I don't know.
I'll probably watch all of them. I could watch 4 games at a time.
Mo 3 he gonna have them all on the same. I can't do that. I gotta lock in on one game. I can't watch multiple games.
They be all on the same thing. They be on the same screen. I got 4-way split screen.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that myself. And then just between commercial breaks, you might pay attention to one more than the other.
Yeah, that's.
But then you really not. I mean, there's gonna be one game that you really care about the most. You're gonna tap in on.
Yeah, that's why I just do. That's why if any of these games happen while Chicago playing, I don't watch them. The only thing, because I got league pass, so sometimes I come back later. Depending on the game, if I care enough about it, I might come back later. That's what happened with that game versus the Dallas game yesterday, because what happened was I was watching that Chicago game, so I missed the Dallas game. But I went back and I watched the OT. I didn't see the first 3.5 for three. I didn't see the first 3.5 quarters. I saw like the end of the 4th and the OT because I was watching the Chicago game.
Yeah, even though the games start at the same time, I started to realize that they don't run.
Yeah, they finish at different times.
Yeah, because that Dallas game was a whole quarter behind the other 2 games. I was watching all 3 of them, and both of them finished, and it was still like almost 9 minutes left in the Dallas game in the 4th quarter. I was like, what?
Depends on circumstances, who used their challenge, how long certain things that they have to go back and look at, shit like that. So it changes the outcome of when some games finish versus others. So yeah, makes sense.
I just want to put this out there for y'all. If the Mystics somehow find a way to win tomorrow, and the Fever, which we expect to lose, the Fever, if the playoffs were to start today, they out of the playoffs, right? And this is my hot take. If the Fever either get swept again, first round if they make it, or they don't make it, somebody probably gonna lose their job. Or look, not even somebody lose their job. You're gonna hear somebody's like, yo, due to personal reasons, somebody's decided not to come back next season. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna take the time away and go look after my family.
Throwing shots at White.
Like for when they don't want to say outright, they let somebody go and they're like, yo, this ain't working out. Can we mutually split? Then the report come out, yeah, Stephanie White decided to step away from coaching, or such and such player decided to step away from the game due to personal reasons and mental health. Yeah, I can see that. Let them not make the playoffs under this coach. And it was supposed all this hype around the team after the Now You Know campaign. Yeah, now you know somebody ain't coming back.
I don't think they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I got more notes too on Chicago, but I'm gonna save them for tomorrow. I ain't even gonna get into it. I'm gonna save them for not tomorrow, Wednesday, when I discuss what happens tomorrow.
Check out Big Golden State in the 6th spot right now, though. They're gonna definitely be securely in this thing. Underdog story for real. I love this team. This Golden State team. Yeah, I love this team story. And Janelle Salone, I mean, and Carla Lett is so far impressing me somewhat so far.
Listen, man, have you guys in the chat? Have you guys been watching my 7-hour that these guys featured on Mode 3 and
I saw part 6 today.
What you guys thoughts on? I mean, Mode 3, you was there, but which in the chat, what you guys thoughts have you been watching the 7-hour conversation clips or I shouldn't say clips, they're not clips, but 30-minute videos, the videos that's been coming out. What you guys thoughts on the conversation that we was having? I feel like it's a great conversation. Yo, Mode 3, and same thing to you, Wody, the fact, because you came in a little late, Wody, but still, yeah. The fact that we was able to have a conversation that long, that interesting, shows like we really know what we talking about, right? Like, shout out to Miss Goody Two Shoes. Mm-hmm. She had amazing points. Shout out to Nate. Nate was doing his thing, and shout out to Mo 3. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, Wody at the end, bringing a little controversy, afraid to critique your girl, uncomfortable. We seen Wody stuttering, man. I mean, Wody was talking smooth. Yeah, Angel, she needs to get on to work on the post and some post moves. And he said, hey, retreat Caitlin. So she got the dribble move. She crossed over. The hang dribble. It's a critique. Listen, really, it's a critique. The hang dribble. She can't get past nobody. Now look, she hang dribble, but she still can't get past nobody. So she push. You know what I mean? She might push a little bit, but she cross over behind the back, and then she do the spin move. Wait, I'm trying to tell you this critique, right? She do the spin move, right? She can't go left. She can't go left, but all she got to do is counter. If she counter, right? It's a critique. I'm trying to tell you, this is really a critique.
Detailed critique, my brother. It's a very detailed critique. You know what I mean? Very detailed critique.
He was talking about Angel was smooth. The critique was smooth. Yeah, man. She just got to work on. You know what I mean? She got to get in the post and work on some post moves. Niggas started talking about Caitlyn and started talking about what she do well. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because she shoot 40% from logo. You know what I mean? She's shooting it well from there, but if she added a little bit of drive and then she could pull up in the midi, I seen it for one game. I seen it just one game.
Yo, I
seen it for just one game.
I said that. I did say that one. I kept trying to stress to y'all, 1 game sample size. You're not trying to go crazy. 1 game sample size.
I don't even know if that. I don't even think that clip came out yet. Y'all gonna see that clip when it come out. It's gonna be hilarious. We all gonna be sitting around waiting for this dude to get the critique out. He's gonna take hours just to get one critique out on Caitlyn.
Yo, it's funny.
And then the funny thing about me is I was on the stream because y'all wasn't on the stream with me from the beginning. So some of y'all might have did 5 hours, whatever y'all did. I did the full 7. So by that time, I'm over here eating. So I'm over here like I'm not paying attention to nothing. You know what I mean? I'm talking with my mouth full and the mic and all that. So fun times, but it was a great conversation. Definitely a great conversation, man.
Yo. 1 game. Yo, that's too funny.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up this show. This was a good show, man. I appreciate Mo3 and Wody Mac every time they grace my panel. We always have good conversations. I was a little passionate today. I apologize. I want to say to wrap up or bring back what I was saying earlier, you know, Joy Teller was right, man. I don't know why Dave Portnoy from Barstool feel like he has to disrespect women. You get what I'm saying? If you disagree with her take, you disagree with her take. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But you're the one pushing that. You're the one pushing these weird narratives. You get what I'm saying? You're the one that's keeping, you know, just all you gotta do is give Angel her credit. Giving Angel her credit don't take away from Caitlin Clark and vice versa. We could sit here and we could give both of these players their flowers without diminishing the other one. But again, like I said, you got certain people, right? Not white people. Let's be clear. I'm not saying white people. I'm not saying CC fans, but racist people, nasty people that creates the negativity going. Because those are the ones who created the narrative anyway. Those are the ones who made it a thing between them, the villain and the hero, and all this, that, and the third, simply because Angel Reese won a ring. You get what I'm saying? She won a ring, and then she celebrated in a Caitlin Clark-like fashion. And now all of a sudden, you know, these people can't give Angel no credit, even on them videos. Those videos, we wasn't bashing Caitlin in those videos. We didn't even talk about Caitlin for most of it. You know, Caitlin ended up coming up a little bit in the end, but we didn't talk about Caitlin at all. I got videos of just Angel. We talking about Angel, and people is commenting negative stuff. I'm like, yo, bro, like you really don't got no life. You just don't want to see nothing nice said about Angel. People comment in the comments just to say negative stuff. It's like, all right, bro. So those are the people that we got to get rid of, because those are the people that's going to just keep the conversation negative and keep it off basketball. All we trying to do is talk basketball. You know what I mean? And for those of you out there who feel like, how is it a rivalry? Look at Caitlin, you know, look how she's winning. Look how Angel is struggling. Well, Caitlin came into the league on a team with 2 All-Stars on it. And another high pick, number 2 overall pick, I believe she was. And number 3 in Alyssa Smith. Also, you know, she got traded away. But Angel came into the worst team in the league. Angel came into a team that ain't have none of the players that got them into the playoffs the previous year outside of Mabry. You get what I'm saying? So to compare the teams and compare how the teams is looking, that's showing me that you're not watching, because you must think they teams is even and Angel is just playing bad. So that's why she's losing. No, Angel didn't come in. Same thing with Paige. Everybody is saying things like, oh, Paige is in the same position Caitlin is in. No, Caitlin came into a ready-made team to win. Right? I'm not saying it was a perfect team. Caitlin team needed some tweaks, but that team had a foundation already of a big 3, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin. and you build around that. Paige Beckers ain't coming to that. You could argue she got Enrique, one of the, in my opinion, Enrique, one of the top guards in the league, top 5 guard. So you can say she got that. She definitely got that. But the rest of that roster, rest of that Dallas roster is, and I'm not even saying that Enrique is so great. I don't think Enrique and Paige fit. I think they need to trade Paige away. I mean, not Paige. They need to trade Enrique away and just let Paige have that team and build it up. But Paige is not in the same boat Caitlyn was in last year. Paige team is a lot worse than Caitlyn's team. Angel team is a lot worse, and we see it in the standings, right? This ain't made up. You can't just force winning. It don't work like that. That's why the teams that's winning is winning. Why? They kept their same coaches, right? They got good rosters, and they playing together. The teams that's losing is what? Got new coaches, right? Got weird like vets that I don't know that don't show up. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it is what it is. You can see why these teams is losing. So again, I want to say I agree with Joy Taylor's take. I don't feel like it was anything wrong with what she said. If you disagree with it, you disagree with it. But yes, because of that game, because of that championship game, it did have some sauce added to women's basketball. It did bring in a lot of fans. A lot of people would tell you I started watching because of that game or because of that rivalry. I started watching. So that rivalry, that game, which is the rivalry was born after that game, right? Puts a lot of sauce on the way we look at Caitlyn today, the way we look at Angel today, the way we look at certain things today was all because of that game and what transpired after that game. You get what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on that. I want to say I appreciate everybody once again for coming through, rocking with the kid. Shout out to everybody in the comment section and in the chat for talking to me. Shout out everybody who hit the like button for me. Shout out to all my subscribers. Yo, I want to say, hey, I appreciate you guys too, because that series of that 7-hour Angel Reese conversation, I'm getting a lot of subscribers off of that too. So shout out to the people who's watching that and subscribing off of that as well. And tell me what y'all think of that. I try to do something for my members only. For the people that's all members of my channel, don't be afraid to be a member. Hey, listen, that reminds me, I'm disappointed in you guys today. Where my super chats at? Where my super chats at? Y'all don't love me? Huh? Y'all don't love Snoop Dogg in the West Coast? Come on, man. Y'all gotta show me some love out here. This is great content. This is great content we giving you guys, man. But yeah, if you want to become a member of the channel, I'm trying to do things for my members. So I'll put those videos out. My members can watch them all right now. I think I'm gonna create a Discord or something like that, some type of group chat for us as well. So, you know, different things I'm trying to do for my members. But like I always say, everybody have a blessed night. Let's keep pushing women's basketball forward. You heard?